Hi, good morning, everybody. It is Easter morning, and I hope you all are doing really well. I hope that you're wherever you want to be with people that you want to be, and you have a really great day. I'm about to post the lesson for the Digital Learning Week 4. And remember, so these lessons, like this one this week, we're posting it at Artisan and Barker. So if I say Ms. Brown, that's the other art teacher at Barker. And if I say Ms. Kalsovic, remember that is the fifth and sixth grade other art teacher at Artisan. So we were visiting this week and we thought that this would be a really relevant week to go over making a mask. And there's several different ways to do it. I told you in a quick video that I shot midweek that I have been making masks for um, medical professionals and family and friends this week. And it's a lot. There's a lot of information. And I watched a lot of information before I made the masks, so that I would be sure to make them in the most correct way and the safest way to do that. So this past week, the CDC came out and recommended that if you are in public anywhere, that you make a mask or wear a mask. So you have the skills that you need to do this. We've all taught you basic sewing skills, and I'm going to go over some options that are little to no sew, and just quickly review some sewing safety stuff. So if you choose to make this, that you will make the safest, best quality thing that you can. All right, so quickly, before starting, if this project, if it stresses out your parents, do not do it. Don't do anything that causes. We're not telling you have to make a mask this week. We're just wanting to go over this information with you because we know you're smart enough. You're smart enough to follow these instructions. But if this is too stressful, don't bother an adult with this. I always ask permission, and if somebody says no, then that's okay. If you are staying at home and you're not going anywhere and you're not out in public, then maybe you don't need to make one, or maybe you just want to make a mask just in case, to have on hand at your home. Another thing, do not cut anything without asking permission first. That is fabric and clothing, because sometimes if you don't have fabric at home, you can use old t-shirts or old material, but do not cut anything without asking first. Okay. And safety first. Remember, in the classroom, I would always say, use a pin cushion. Never set a needle or a pin down on a surface ever. You don't ever want to lose track of your pins and needles if you're sewing. Always use a pin cushion. Make one. Remember, I taught you how to make one, and see if you could put one together if you don't have one, even if it's like a little tiny one to help you keep track. Or I know some people, if you have a magnet, something that's magnetized, you can use a magnet to rest your needles and your pins on so that you don't lose them. That's really important. I don't want them in your feet. We don't want you to step on them. We don't want any littles to get a hold of them, little brothers and sisters. So safety first. Got it. Okay. Sewing videos. So if you're saying, well, Miss Massey, it's been a little busy. Yes, it has. You don't remember how to sew. Go to the classwork section in both Barker and Artisan. We have this sewing section in both classrooms. All of the videos that we used in class are in the classwork section, and it goes over the basic things that we taught you: how to thread a needle, how to tie the magic knot, basic stitches, and how to end a row of stitches. So if you need to watch those as you go along, then do that. That's what they're there for, if you choose to do that. Okay. CDC guidelines. Okay. This is what they're saying about cloth face coverings. They should fit snugly but comfortably against the side of your face, be secured with ties or ear loops, include multiple layers of fabric, allow for breathing without restriction, and be able to be laundered and machine dried without damage to change the shape. So the ones that I've been making, they kind of look like this. It's cloth, and then it's got the pieces of elastic. Remember, this is one that my friend Karen actually sewed, because all the ones that I made, I gave away, I've mailed off or sent off. But this is the one that she made. I was lucky I had elastic, because I bought it personally to teach you guys how to sew scrunchies, because we were going to sew scrunchies on the sewing machine. And I just had it because I bought it for you. If you need the elastic, you could do a little scrunchie surgery and just clip it and then take the elastic out, and you could actually use that. Or you could do the no sew option and do the scrunchie, do the scrunchies as on the side. So they should fit like this. It should fit over your face. There we go. Just like that. And kind of pull it down and fit over. If I were you, and if I had glasses, I'm gonna have to take this off. But if I had glasses and I were going out in public, I would wear them. I'm kind of like treating this like science lab, like when you have a science lab and you have to cover your face and you have to wear eye protection. So I feel like that's kind of the same thing right now when you're going out. It needs to be able to be washed. So when you take it off, you need to be able to wash it. Okay. They recommend wearing cloth face coverings in public where social distancing measures are difficult to maintain, like grocery stores and especially areas of significant community-based transmission. So we're kind of lucky. We're one of the lower states right now where we've been able to keep this under control. I hope it stays that way. I think everybody's doing the right things. This is important. I wanted to point out this and I'm going to link to this whole document on the things if you want to look at it too. Face cloth covering should not be placed on children under age 2, or anyone that has breathing difficulties or unconscious or incapacitated. So please be careful on putting anything like this on a small child's face, because that could lead to choking hazards or anything like that. So you know your siblings well. So if you're making like masks for your whole family, you kind of know like what a child can handle and what they can't. Should face cloth coverings be washed? Yes, they should. They should be washed depending on use. So if you're like at home and you're not using it, you don't need to wash it every day. But when you are going out, you need to wash it when you come back home. A washing machine should work. And then when you're removing it, so like pretend I've been out to the store and I come home and I have my face covering on and I've been out and I've worn it this entire time. I come home, you pretend, so you've been out. So are your hands clean? No, your hands are not clean because you've been out. So, but what we're going to do is you're going to come back here and you're going to take your mask off like this and then drop it directly into the washing machine and then immediately go wash your hands. And you're going to keep from touching your eyes and your nose and your mouth when you're taking your mask off. Because if you're thinking about it, if you're breathing, where is the mask going to catch all of the materials? It's going to catch it on the outside of the mask. So you don't want to make any contact with your hands on the outside. You're going to directly put it in the machine and then go wash your hands. I thought people could use these really right now just because of all the pollen. So just imagine there's pollen in the air, you're breathing, the pollen is going to stick to the outside of the mask. You're going to take the mask off, put it down, and then there you go. So you won't have any contact with the pollen. So, all right, next page. Sewn cloth face covering. So here are the instructions for sewing the face covering. Here's what I did. To keep this video short, I'm just kind of basically going over everything, and then I'm going to let you watch or look at what you need to based on what you have. The sewn face covering, you can either just substitute the machine for hand sewing if you choose to hand sew it. But this document will give you instructions on how to construct this specific mask, and it's a sewn face cloth. A quick cut t-shirt face covering. So this is going to be a no-sew method, which is really handy if you don't have a needle and thread. All you need is a t-shirt and a pair of scissors. So this is going to give you the instructions. If you have, so it's important when you're following these that you look at the size requirements. Like you need 6 to 7 inches to make the straps to go around your head. You can't just eyeball it. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a ruler, get that thing out. If you don't have a ruler, like a standard size sheet of paper, like that you have from school, it's 8.5 by 11. So if you are needing 6 to 7 inches on the top, you know that it needs to be about the length of a sheet of paper. So you can kind of use this, the 8.5 by 11 is kind of a guideline for that. I will have a video for this one as well. Bandana face covering no sew method. So this one is the one that everybody has seen on TikTok with the mom doing and folding it. And the one, you can put a coffee filter in it as an additional filtration, like for any virus or bacteria. You could do that, or you could just wear it as you need to. And then you use rubber hair ties, which a lot of you should have, and scissors. So that one is a pretty easy one to do. And you basically just fold it into a skinny strip into thirds, put your elastic on there, fold the extra over in the center, and then pull them around on the side. Okay. And then the video will show you that. And you can watch these videos as many times as you need. That's kind of the great part. Summary. Okay. So after you watch this information, you do not have to make a mask, but we wanted you to have this info because it's relevant and you can do this if you need to. If you don't need to, then you don't have to. If you don't make a mask, Ms. Kalsovic has an awesome activity where you're going to take a face mask and then you're going to digitally design the fabric. So it's going to be really cool. And it's using Google Draw, something I've never done this before. So she is going to be posting the video about how to design the mask fabric and stuff like that. So links, there's going to be a lot of links. So up here, the links I have for you. CDC info link, I'm going to post that. So you could see the whole document that I just went through. The YouTube sewing a mask, that one's with the sewing machine. YouTube t-shirt mask, that is making the one out of a t-shirt. The YouTube no sew mask, that's the one with the folding and the bandana. And then Ms. Kalsovic is making a video about Google Draw, and then there will probably be a link where we will have you design a mask. So we hope that you enjoy this. I know this is hard, right? This is weird. I never thought I would be making videos about how to make a mask. But if you can use this information, that's awesome. The more you know, the better. I hope you have a really great week. And if there's anything that any of us can that we can help you with, just feel free to contact us. Okay. All right. So happy Easter. And if you don't see any helpers, you can be one. Have a great day.